Yeah. I said we can find a nice bar to stop and have a couple. Well, it's supposed to be 12 stream, but I had one or two beers and floors around. That's what you do on holidays. How's it sound? Hear me good? I've got the pods in, a bit old school. This thing is awesome. Insta 360. You pretty much put your flip it, chuck the Mac on the back of your phone, you're away. That's how good it is. So now we're just heading for the second road, Ratty Chip. Down to Hooters, over top of that area. So I'm not expecting many people on it. I don't really stream much now. But if we get a few, like, I'll leave it up. There won't be anything. Somebody jump on. Oh, still a bit of a cheeky. Okay, TJ, how are you, brother? Just doing a bit of a mooch. It's about 20 to 8. It's a bit late in the eastern states. Almost midnight if you're in Sydney. Hello, Mr. Raider. How are you, sir? Chopping it up with the tongue, mate. That's what I'm doing. Chopping it up, pushing it out. The old Cambo sort of thing.
Dr. Pexi.
On a bar. Let me out there.
G'day, how we doing? Look at this. I've even got the camera on. I'm going a bit different than them other blokes, that hide behind avatars. How we going? Monday, 2 in 2 days. What's going on? He's back. He's back, I tell you. Go Beach is in the house. Big shout out, 365, family friendly, no alts, no clones. The one and only, world famous. How we all doing? Monday Arvo, or almost Monday Arvo. Super Bowl's on. Seattle are leading 6-0. It's got to on the background. Mate, how good all just quietly. I posted put a post up on my community page, the difference between now and when I was away in 2022 on the Coke Zero. I know it's probably a bit late. A lot of the pommies will be, except for Beachy, will be asleep, but it doesn't matter if I get 5 people or 500. I don't care. Doesn't matter. That's right, That's right, Beachy. Family-friendly content always wins, and that's what 365 is. No alts, no clones. Beachy, the man they can't shoot, root, or execute. Well, let's get rid of this. It's good practice. Getting back into the whole StreamYard side of the game. The link's there. Got it up. Managed to actually pin it today, that's pretty good. Thought I'd give you a bit of me. Just make sure I've muted that. I have. Got some of the old content up. Just so you can look at stuff. This is pretty chilled. Give me a second. Oh, didn't know what the dogs were barking at then. Having a bark? Yeah, that fella. I just don't talk. I'd rather not talk about him, Beach. He's irrelevant to me. You know, I'll do what I need to do with that one through the right channels, if you know what I mean, mate. It's a try out there. You're looking at downtown Patong at night. But, you know, just definitely I thought clean my channel up, got rid of the shit. You know, there's only, when it comes to live stream, there's only 3 channels I go to now. I don't watch any of the other rubbish. It's 365, Capio and Stu. That's all I watch. And I've been watching more vlogs. That's where it's at. To me, that's what YouTube was made for. This is just to kill some time. There you go. I'll dox myself. That's where I used to stay. A mutter at the Patong. Let's get my good face up there. There you go. I'm back. This is something that I'm interested in. Beachy goes, we're close to exposing Chef. Won't be much longer. And that'll be a glorious day. Because if there's one Rex Hunt, that's rhyming slang, there's one Rex Hunt that deserves to be exposed, it's the Brixton pot washer. He deserves everything he gets. But let's be positive. So, man, it is a cracking day today. I can't believe how bloody hot it was. I walked out, went out, did 8Ks this morning. I got back to my car at 8 o'clock and I was drenched. I had to come home and have a shower. The sweat was pissing off me. But, you know, rather that than be cold. The link's there. Anyone wants to jump on, feel free. If not, look at this. The retired failed YouTuber, 7 in the chat. There'd be people that would dream for that. You know, all them blokes are into the drama. Still 6-0 in the second quarter. But yeah, it'd be interesting times on the old YouTubes. Fucking, you know, and just to show the trolls, you know, I've been smashing it out. If you can see, fuck, I can't pin me in. Go upside down. I can't do it. Yeah, fuck. You can walk up down. Nearly 1 a.m. Yeah, I go to bed pretty early. I'm not in bed 7, 8 o'clock. But I wake up middle of the night, Beach. That's when I see a video stream. I pop on, say hi, have a listen. I normally fall asleep because I'm pretty fucked. I'm up most days. If it's a work day, I'm up at 4 o'clock to go and exercise. If it's not a work day, I have a bit more of a sleep in and get out there about 6. Getting it done, mate. Getting it done. About 35 kilos down since 2022, and I want another 15 to 20. The one thing you can't say about me is that I don't look like that behemoth from Kings Lynn. And that's the thing, we won't name names. We'll just shimmy on the border of the drama, if you know what I mean. Look at that face. Look at that. I know they're going to go, oh, turkey neck. Oh, well, I'd rather have a turkey neck than have a head like a bowling ball. You know what I mean? But, like I said, this will be maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Just show I'm not afraid. Pull my face up. You'll be seeing more of it. Doing a bit of travel this year. Bit of interstate stuff. Maybe Vietnam towards November, October. But I'll be in Thailand at some point. Because you know it's me and that's what I do. Mate, if Beachy's still there, remember the time that you said that I couldn't hold a panel by myself? Look at me go. Look at me go. What do we got? I don't mind the old American football, but fuck it, stop start. You know, we're kicked off about an hour ago, hour and a half, and we're still in the second quarter. What's that about? No game of rugby league be almost over. Going to kick this, get rid of this eventually too. Cut right back on how much I drink. About 600 mils a day, and I'm smashing water, have an electrolyte drink in the morning so I don't cramp. Oh, me. The new and improved Cambo on the new and improved channel. You know, they say build it and they will come, and they will. That light's a bit cooked, eh? Got a bit of. Give me a second, good people. Let's see if I can fix that up. That's pissing me off. So I'm sure it'll be pissing you guys off. Oh, bones. Excuse me. How uncouth to burp on camera. Let's see how that looks. There we go. G'day, Kim's in the chat. How you going? Gramps. Big ups to Gramps is in the chat. One of the good guys. Give me a second. Gotta make sure. There you go. Enjoy your spanner, Gramps. Okay, now let's look how this is. There we go. We got rid of that fucking. Turn the light off now. The light's a bit even. Had that big like ray coming on my face. Look at that. What a good looking bloke I am. Got a bit of a hair at a plate. We'll just get the hair right. Well, now we're good. Well, let's go. It's like the old days, except it's not Saturday night with BT. You know, someone used to smash it out. That's when this channel was big. People forget that. If you're not an OG, you know, you go back to 2019, 2020, 2021. We used to rock the Saturday nights here. You know, it wasn't uncommon. 40, 50 people. We'd have the Premier League on. We'd have the Championship, the Rugby League. It was great. Yeah, that's cool. Mate, I know it's late there. Dentures, you going to bed. But good to see you, mate. Keep doing God's work. You know what I'm talking about. Good old Dentures. Great. One of the OGs, Dentures, back in the Twitchies days. I didn't really approve of when it was Grandpa Mongers, because I was a big fan of Kev as one of the many original OGs. But we change and we mellow, and Dentures is doing God's work. The link's there. Almost anyone is welcome. There are a few, but they'll click the link and find out if they're welcome or not, won't they? Well, this not bad. 8 people watching, a retired YouTuber just chilling out. Still 6-0. Not much really going on. There you go. Look, he's doing God's work, Dentures. He's been looking at old videos of the man in Sweden and Chef, and he's found some interesting stuff. Can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what beach he comes up with just quietly, but, you know. Fuck on. I'm one of the best looking blokes on YouTube in this genre. I'm just going to throw it out there. What? Got to get rid of these greys, but they got to go. The greys. Hair's thinning out. Happens when you're almost 50 good people. In a matter of weeks, unfortunately, till I hit that number. Yeah. Cack, I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's a bit, you know, they show a bit of football in between the ads, don't they? Bloody Americans. It's all right. It's not bad. I know a lot of the pubs are open. Ooh, interesting. See, I still think there's an NDTVI video of a guy called Mike that was absolutely maggot, that a lot of people think that might have been him. Don't know. But it was there from about, I think, pre-COVID, maybe. But you know, you just don't know with these things, do you? Oh mate, it's making me miss Thailand seeing this. This is the OTOP in Patong, which is pretty unique area. It's got markets, it's got restaurants, and it's got a lot of bars. So it's kind of, and a lot of the bars, I remember one of our first trips to the OTOP, There was Ronnie's Aussie Bar. Ronnie's no longer with us, unfortunately. But he used to have a big sign, a big chalkboard, Daddy Daycare. Cold drinks while mum and the kids go shop. Dench is asking what's the weather like. It's bloody hot, mate. It's like about 32 degrees. Even this morning, like I went out and walked on the waterfront about, would have been 6. Pretty much 40 minutes in, I was sweating up a storm. I got back to the car. The hat was drenched. My hair was drenched. And I had a pretty light shirt on, just one of my footy shirts, and it was absolutely drenched. The humidity's big in February too. But getting it done. 63 kilometres last week I walked. What's that? That's a marathon and a half. You know, that's not bad. I'll give myself that. Yeah, see, I don't do. See, I was in the UK. My one trip to UK. I was there in February, March, and it was bloody cold and wet. Here you go, the great man, boots on the ground, the great Steve the Butcher. He's at Weatherspoons watching the Super Bowl. Did you have their breakfast? Apparently their breakfast is pretty good, pretty elite. Been watching the Breakfast Club, but he does some really good content. It's mostly food related, which is funny, you know, when you're being fit and you're watching all this fatty food. Maybe I'm living for other fuckers. I don't know. No bushfires here. Touching wood up in Queensland, we're not too bad. We get more, especially up north, cyclones, and we are prone for a bit of floods. Having said that, this time last year where I am, the north side of Brisbane, Redcliffe, and there you go, just dox myself, and also Brisbane itself, we got a cyclone last year, which was interesting. I just got drunk. But it was going to hit, then it didn't, then it hit, and we all got on the piss. We did it. That's my best mate. She's in Townsville. That's what they do. Up in North Queensland, when there's a cyclone coming, they hit the bottle shops, Dan Murphy's. They get their supplies, they get everything they need, and then they get on the piss and they wait for it. Fair play. But, you know, this time last year, there was probably later February. There was a lot of panic around the cyclone. I don't remember what it's called. It started with an A. So we're still in the O-Top bar here. Here you go. We need Chris MF here in Capio. And so you got the American breakfast, eggs, streaky bacon, and pancakes. Sounds good. Very good. I watched a video earlier of from the Breakfast Club. It was Bentley's in Pratnamac, and I've been there a few times. One of the owner is the partner of a Thai friend of mine, but I've never. Food there is apparently cracking. I've only ever drunk there. Sounds like me. So we got the good guys in chat. We got Dentures, we got the Butcher, we got Kim McKenna. Who I don't really know, but seems like pretty solid kind of person. Beachy was there. Look at this. We're coming back, baby. We're bringing it back. But just for fun, none of the bullshit. You know, got my face up. I don't care if they clip it because I'm not doing anything. You know, I might let go of the odd C-bomb, but I'm trying to use the word Rex Hunt, a bit of rhyming slang. But yeah, you know, I thought about it. I got a bit more structured spare time now, so I can do it. You know, why not? It's what all those years ago when I come back in it. Here we go. Dentures, we're gonna put this up. He's got a new video. I don't know what it is, so I have no idea. But go watch Dentures. He's doing God's work. One of the good guys, one of the OGs is Dentures. Especially once he stopped giving my mate BT shit, he become good. I miss that big Pommy unit on streams. He was one of the best. So we're still 6-0, as we'd say in Australia. I probably, as I said to Chris yesterday, I probably should go for Seahawks because they sound a bit like the Sea Eagles. Go Manly. But, just have it on the background and shoot the shit with the subs. Or I'll put up some of the old content. It's good I've got the sound off because I think I was probably drunk when I was doing this, like a lot of my streams when I'm in Thailand. That's exactly right, Dentures. I agree 1,000%. We've gotten the good guys will overcome the axis of dark evil. I love it. Good work, Dentures. But yeah, why not? Why not just put this upstream? I haven't put the monetization back up. I probably won't. Don't need to. I might, if I want to, I might have an experiment when I go to Vietnam or when I go away next. I might put some stuff up and see with the eye of the future. This whole, last time I did it, let's talk some history. The last time this channel was really pumping in 2022 when I was in Vietnam, and a 245 kilo troll decided to stifle things and do what he does. But had I have known then what I know now, I would have just ignored him. More for me. So that's why I thought, you know what? You look at some of these people, I'm not going to name names, but you look at some of these people that troll you. Oh, look at that fat bloke. Look at that fatso. You look at some of the people. I don't know where that is. I'm trying to work out what that bar is. But yeah, you look at some of the people that hide behind changa chang chang boys, as Jeff Carter would say. Some of these people that hide. That's why I'm showing my face now. I've got nothing to hide. Look at me. Doing well. Proud of what I'm achieving. I'll even show the bingo wins. Look at these. Look at that. Clip that. Clip the bingo wins. Clip this. Turkey neck. Don't care. Getting it done. The hair was all right then. Bit more of it. Cheeks are a bit. How you doing? Oh, something different. Another commercial break in the Super Bowl. But yeah, I miss it. I miss getting on and just shooting the crap, and hopefully we'll get some good panels. If I can get my timing right, and I'll have a chat about it. I definitely don't want to stream when they do. Thanks, Dentures. Yeah, been working hard. It's kind of really been look, let's be honest, it's been a 20-year effort from where I come from. When I was the size of that bloke in Kinsley, I was 230 kegs. But really the last 4 years, there's still been a little bit of, like that, peaks and troughs, but especially the last 12 months, three months in particular, really noticing change in my body shape, and still a fat bloke, still fatty, but just not a Kings Lynn kind of fatty, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But it'd be good to just get my own little community happening, like I had before. But definitely, I know who my YouTube mates are, and I won't be streaming when they are. Put it that way. And it's just different time zone makes it a bit tricky. Like I give you an example. It's hard for me to watch Stu because, I work on a Saturday. He's live on a Saturday Australian time. Generally catch most of Capio's, which is pretty funny last night. I jumped on because I don't work Sundays. Don't work Mondays. So it's pretty good to get to jump on those streams. Sometimes, I go to sleep pretty early. But I do wake up middle of the night. If I grab the phone, see who's on, and go from there. Outside of that, I had NDTVIs on last night. Had a bit of Webby. Got gifted a membership for Webby and watched his members chat. That was an interesting experience. A lot going on there. Watched a bit of the Owl, you know. Sabati Mai, Sabati Cup. Hope you're well. He's funny. The Owl. Put it this way. I think the Owl puts a lot of effort into his channel. My personal opinion is that he dwells on negativity for views. You know, I'm sure he had a good time. Like all holidays, you will have some hiccups. I'm sure he had a good time on his last holiday, but he just seemed to dwell on the shit that happened. You know, and he had a bit happen. Push through. Like, you know, I had something happen on my last trip last year early on the piece, and then I was sick as well. And there's stuff that is for YouTube, and there's stuff that isn't. You know, I guess being a bit of a, almost a 10-year veteran of this genre, I know what you say and what you don't. Big up, we got 11 in the chat. That's fine. I'm happy with that. You know, there'd be certain people in this genre that would kill for that. If you're clipping, thank you. Make sure you when you clip me, you put my link out. Yeah, it's sort of that. You know, I guess. So, what's the plans this year? So, definitely Thailand at some stage. And you know how I work. When I'm there, I'm there. I don't give any leeway. You know, that's the nature of this beast. You got to be careful. And then Vietnam. But Vietnam later in the year probably won't be a hard one to vlog because I'll have my probably have a family member with me. So I will vlog it. We'll vlog bits and pieces, but you know, don't want to put him on camera. The brother, so especially the dickheads in this genre that are here. It is what it is. Okay, we're almost half time. 15 seconds. This 15 seconds will probably take 5 minutes. But, you know, I'll keep this up too. Like I've showed my face. Haven't said anything controversial. Trying to be calm about things. So probably want to do something different this year when I do go to Thailand. You know, obviously when I go to Thailand, Phuket's a given. Always there for at least a week. Hua Hin, love that place. That's going to probably some point I'm going to call that home, and maybe Pattaya and Bangers as well. So you got to fit, especially now that I can't just take a month, 2 months off. You got to fit a lot in, and travel days suck balls. I hate them. So, but I am looking at Koh Samet. I've been doing some research. I thought Koh Samet's something I could probably do for 2 days. And it looks nice. I've been watching Paddy Doll. There's a few bloggers that have been there. Mac TV's been there. You know, there's probably about 4 or 5 channels that I've been watching at the moment. Breakfast Club Pattaya, very good. More food, but Mac TV. Not everyone's type, but I just like it's a bit different. He's got a bar, that fast-paced video. He's very talented. And NDTVI has always been since before Nick had the bar. Big watch. What else? Rocket Travels. He's good. He's based out of Hua Hin. Retired fella. He's traveling around Asia at the moment. He's in the Philippines. He's a good watch. Still watch the great man in Hua Hin, one of the OGs, Johnny. There's Something Happening. His content, you know, and good. You look at him here, and you know everyone knows his history. He left the drama, and his channel's surging to the point where they've got a second channel, the cooking channel that Som does. Good luck to them, eh? Good people, you know. Sec. And a bit of webbing. So I've kind of gone back to what I watch. I don't really like with my TV. I've got one of those Google, they call those Google Chromecast, whatever they are, the good ones. And I don't watch a lot of, unless it's sport, I don't watch a lot of normal TV. I don't watch a lot of cable, to be honest. You know, I've got cable TV. I'll get it's 9-0 to see Eagle Hawks. But yeah, I just watch YouTube. But I'm watching, you know, you throw a bit of Mark Wiens into the equation. There's this American bloke, Mikey. He's an Asian fella. He does some stuff, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, nice dentures. Well, I know you'll use them the right way. You got videos of someone in Sweden's police threats to you in Edinburgh. Yep, do it. That person who I refuse to talk about on my channel, he's played the victim, mate. So if you feel wronged, do it off YouTube. That'd be my advice. Yeah. So, I've kind of gone back, and the thing is now, excuse me, it's a bit gassy. There's a lot more. I haven't got it yet. I have to message him. Sorry, dentures. Oh fuck, that's the only thing about drinking this stuff. It makes you burp. But yeah, I've gone back to watching, vlogs, and there's some out there. There's not, and people are doing things a bit different. Mac TV, I think, is very unique in the way he's a king of the clickbait on his shorts. He did one the other day saying he'd been raided, and when you actually watch it, he was having a dress up night, police and convicts. Cheeky bugger, but it gets people to watch. He's pretty slick with how he does stuff. I reckon he'd flat out been in his maybe 30s, but interesting guy. He's got a bar on Soy 7. It's lit up. It's presentable. Don't know whether it's my cup of tea, but I will find out. I'll go there when I go to Thailand and have a drink. I'll probably go to, when I go to Soy 7, I do like the A7 bar. That's probably my favourite of all Nick's bars, A7. I guess the OG, the Soy 7 bars for him. Go there, and then I might check out Delusion. It's I actually thought about it. I don't think I've been to Walking Street since 2022. Oh. Check it out. Wait for it. There he is. Wait for it. Get a mullet cam. Oh, look, back when it was an infant mullet. Rest in peace, mullet. Oh, that doing away like a good drunk. Oh, that. Man, I think I've had one beer since Christmas time. I'm not, the Australian word for it is piss fit. I'm definitely not piss fit at all. But, is what it is. But, having a bit of a bang. But no, I've really, I wouldn't say fallen in love, but I've really got my enthusiasm for YouTube again, watching people that make good content. Even the Owl, the Owl is pretty, I don't like his delivery, but his presentation is good. He does a bit of fancy stuff with the camera and stuff like that. My advice to him would just be yourself. I think he's a little bit too manufactured. But one thing he's got is his little cash cry, Sawadee Karp, Sawadee Mai, hope you're well. That's cool. I know a couple of us have been mimicking that, and it's catchy. It's like, keep smiling with Mr. Carter. How good's it, him being back in Thailand? I'm loving it. Or Jojo, me and Jojo will go get a coffee. He's good, Carter. He used to always piss me off back in the day before COVID. You get, Bestie was a bit like this too. They pump the videos out and then it'd just be nothing. There's a bloke I miss, Big Fat Bestie. Fuck, he could make some good content. Back when, the time, and I guess people, I know there's all this shit going on, people talking about the Thai genre. The real Thai genre was never about live streaming and talking about the stuff that gets talked about. It was people picking up a camera, showing us around. Even Steph, you had that monotone thing going on, but Steph, all those blokes would get a camera. The only live streaming there was like Talkback Thailand, you know, that was pretty much was at its best when it was Suckerhorn with Clark, you know, and then Banana King. The other bloke didn't really add much value, the other Australian. But, you know, that's when it was at its best. And it was really that. And then Twitchy, you know, being the agitator. But the rest of it was vlogs. You know, I remember even Cheap Charlie, you never saw him on camera. He would do all these vlogs walking around Pattaya and Bangkok. It was good. That was the Thai genre, not getting there and talking about the stuff that you just shouldn't talk about. If you're going to do stuff like that, do it, but don't talk about it. Have a bit of decorum. You know, and I think a lot of people have stepped away, and even some of the agitators have stepped away. Good luck to them. There's still people around trying to be relevant. You know, and there's a lot of people that have nothing to do, that have never been to Thailand, that have found that the StreamYard's part of the genre, and it's not for the benefit of it, you know, like, and the same people that sit on panels with these interlopers are the ones that, you know, have a crack at Beachy. You know, at least Beachy's been around for a bit, and he's friends with a lot of us that are in the genre. You know, that's just my 2 cents worth. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking that there's more vlogs. There's, you know, that's what I prefer to watch. You know, you only go back and watch a stream if there's a bit of drama, a bit of controversy, you know. That's where it is. But, you know, very cool. We might flick over to another vid. What's next on this? What do we got? Hang on a second. Twilight Walk. Afternoon. Oh, look at that fat bloke. Look at that fat head. Oh, I'll say there's turkey neck. I'm trying to think where this one. This might have been 223 or 224. Looking pretty ugly there. There we go. Yeah, probably 2024. I've got the road. The big chunky road. These ones are so much better. Hang on, who's quick doing? Ah, here we go. Mr. Chris. G'day, mate. How are you?
What's up, man? If I say hi, it's halftime, so.
Yeah, not nothing.
Yeah, it hasn't been really exciting. Defensively, it was pretty good, though. I thought it was going to be more scoring, but I guess not.
Yeah.
I'm still beating BT with our bet, though.
Yeah, nice. That's good. I like to get him raging.
Yeah, the Seahawks have to win by. They have to win by 6. So he gave me 5 points, so they're going to win by 6. So right now I'm ahead. So if they can keep it this way, it's good.
Yeah, give it to the Fraggle.
He's all right, man. I've
never
really.
One of the best, mate.
The thing is,
one of the best.
He's had a lot of problems with a lot of people, and I don't know why. Me and him always sort of like never really had issues with each other. And he was on my Facebook page that I had when I was living in Thailand, and I mean the amount of praise that I like to take photographs, right? And the amount of I think he's sort of a hobby photographer. And he's like, man, you take really good photos, man. You should really maybe get some better equipment and try it. And I was like, no, it's just snap and shoot. Like, I don't think I have any talent whatsoever. He's like, no, man, there's like 3 or 4 photos you took that last trip you took, wherever it was. It's like, those are awesome. Those are awesome. I was like, okay, thanks.
I've got to say, he's someone that I class in his genre. Like, we don't talk a lot because he's busy and I'm busy, but he's someone I class as a mate. You know, I went through a bit of stuff a while back and he was rock solid. We did have a little bit of due to a third party, a little bit of a falling out for a bit, but mate, when you're friends with someone, you get through that. And he's mate. A lot of our chats back in the days were about, you know, what what software to use. He was talented. He copped a lot of trolling, and that's why, obviously he doesn't do it now. But he he was on the first of the 360 cameras. He was doing stuff. He was doing a lot of editing. He could make some really good content, and it's just a shame that he wasn't left alone to do that. But no, very talented fella. But don't tell him I said that.
He had a sort of a controversial introduction to the genre. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, we were like, I'd made my errors as well. If I had my time again, there'd be some stuff I'd do differently. Yeah, there you go. The butcher agrees.
Yeah. For me, like when I was first time I knew who you were was when the whole Twitchy saga was going on, and you were like the first person at all out of anyone who like took him on one and actually stopped him in his tracks just with words. Like, okay, he still had something to reply about, but you could tell he had to think about how he's going to answer you, which I was like, damn, this guy is, that was you. So yeah, he's got him. He's using some sense to debate, and like you weren't like yelling or anything. You're just debating him one-on-one, and you held more than your own. Let's put it that way.
And there was some other people that are involved. That shouldn't have been that kind of that one stream in particular could have been quite good. The thing with him, he's an entertainer. I think people got personal. I got personal. We had a chat that night before we went at it, like on a live stream. We had probably about a 10-15 minute chat off camera. Totally different. Right. Totally different person. Really calm. Camera went on and he turned it on. And like when you look at that, I think the genre is poorer for him not being in it. I know he's off doing his own thing, and he's not everyone's cup of tea. I didn't like the stuff he used to say about Kev, but big ups to him. He went to the Hideaway and had a beer and paid some respect. That takes a big man. And just he didn't do it in a shitty way.
Still, well, okay, maybe he did go to the Hideaway and pay his respects, but like live, like when he was quote unquote entertaining, it was below the belt. I mean, once people,
absolutely,
I think have paid the final sacrifice, given their life for whatever reason, accident, illness, old age, whatever. There's always a saying you shouldn't speak ill about the dead. Just be like, yeah, okay, well, he's had his life and that's it. And you don't even have to praise him, but you shouldn't go below the belt either.
Yeah.
Where I had my issue with him, and I've also talked to him when I was living in Thailand. I went to go see Gordon Tickle when I first moved to Thailand because I wanted to initially live in Chiang Mai. And then I drove up to Chiang Rai to go see him. And Gordon is exactly what you get. He's got a heart of gold. He loves where he lives. He loves his wife. He loves the farm. He loves everything about where he's at. He's always got ideas and things he wants to do, and he gave us like 500 things to do up there, like to go see and like suggestions and stuff. And then when Twitchy said, oh, he's trying to, with the school and everything. Yeah, okay. Maybe it was a bad move on Gordon's part to like try and think he can raise money. He was just trying to do good.
Yeah.
Maybe in like the wrong approach to it. But nevertheless, you shouldn't put somebody down for trying to do good. So I talked to him and he didn't really let up per se, but he found something new to play with or entertain with, let's put it that way. Yeah. But I told him, I said, look, I've met the guy. There's no way what you're saying is true. There's no way.
That's what happens with this genre, but mate. Like I remember going back to BT, when his channel was pretty big and he was monetized, he did a thing for Father Ray's, and that the man in Kings Lynn. That's when Capio and BT had their little fallout because of the behemoth in Kings Lynn. He was trolling him and stuff like that. But that's all, and that's just one example. If you want to do, whenever there's, super chats or anything like that involved, that's where the bigger thing, even back to to Thailand Mick and the scooter fund, all that sort of stuff.
Well,
That's just where jealousy kind of plays a role too.
where all that stuff is concerned, when somebody out of a group holds money, regardless of how you see the person who's holding the money. The best example is what Rides for Kicks does. Rides for Kicks, every couple of months, he goes to wherever with the t-shirt guy, and they donate whatever clothing and food and a lunch, a dinner, building supplies, whatever. And then he's like, look, if you guys want to contribute, I'm going to put the website on. You can send them money by transfer, PayPal, whatever it is that they've got. If you really want to support, you send it directly to them. Don't send it to me. Don't ask me. Just send it directly to them. That's it. So he says, I do what I do. If you feel like you want to contribute, you do it, but you do it directly over their website. Period.
Which is
the right way to do it.
And and there's someone I haven't. It's funny how your algorithm people drop out. That's a bloke I haven't watched for a while, and he's the way he does. I don't know if he still does, but he obviously gets out on the bike and does that, and then he just doesn't know. Probably one of the easier ways to put content out to go out and film it, and then put your what is it? Your soundtrack underneath it. I know that's what Pariah used to.
Voiceover. It's called voiceover.
Yeah, the voiceover
narration.
Thank you for where you got me. That's how Pariah. Pariah had some cracking content back in his heyday.
Yeah, he was like, if, in my opinion, if he would have continued, he'd be Pattaya's #1 vlogger. All the rest of the people could pack in, honestly.
Well, Pariah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, without a doubt, the guy's bloody smart. He went. So I don't know if you remember this, right? When that chef character started saying some stuff about him and turned on him, he went live, and didn't announce it. He went live. 200 people in the chat when Pariah went live. He was insane.
Yeah, he doesn't waffle. Even when he gets on the mic and comes into a panel or whatever, he'll say his 5 sentences. They'll be so poignant. There's nothing really left to be said after that. So,
and he's so dry. He's dry with his delivery.
I've had my little differences with him, but
same.
That's okay. It's okay. I respect him greatly, so I stay out of his way. And that's it.
G'day, Sandgroper. What is it? It'd be about 9:30 over there in Western Australia. But yeah, just I don't know. I'd like to think there's a shift in the genre that we're gonna see more vlogs, and I think that the challenge for people that are vlogging now is that you got to be different. You can't just show. An example. Look what I'm doing now. I'm just walk. This was just me walking around Patong. You got to be different. You got to find. The lists have been done. Or I think that's when Nick Dean was so good. Nick, when he was back at the start, when him and Little Nick with those challenges, they were brilliant.
Yeah. Have you ever met Little Nick?
I met them once in 2018. They were doing like a pub crawl.
Okay.
But I've obviously had a bit to do with Big Nick when I've been over there, and we always have at least when I'm there one session on the drink at A7 or one of his bars. But I'm really when I go to Pattaya, I'm kind of Bacau, Metro, Soy 7. 6 isn't really my thing. Like I've had a few day sessions in the corner bar because it's Soy 6, but it's not Soy 6, if you know what I mean.
I completely understand.
And I've had, even like I said before you popped on, I haven't really been to Walking Street. I reckon 2022, when everything shut at 12. I think I had a night at the windmill with an Australian fella, and not Zimmy, just went on out, and that's it. I don't even, You know, and like looking at Walking Street on videos, it just doesn't look
Yeah,
like
I
it's
mean,
my thing. Like,
for me personally, I was never really a Bangkok guy until my last two trips, and the city, to a certain extent, has grown on me that I want to spend at least 5 nights there or whatever. And I've got my bucket list of things that I want to see and places that I want to eat, and I don't really make it like a full day, like A, B, C, D, E, F. Like today, I'm going to go see two things, and if I only see one, it's fine. I just like try to go to like a certain neighborhood and see one thing, and
yeah,
then check it out. So it's going to take me a while, but I don't want to like do like the whole Japanese tourist like drive by it, take a picture, I was here
yeah,
type of thing, you
I don't
know.
enjoy it.
but
See, I
but
haven't.
what I was getting at, sorry, was that
Yeah,
I would never go to I wouldn't say never. I'd go to Walking Street with friends who haven't ever been there or hadn't been there in a long time. But I'd rather just go to like Nana Plaza and just go to
yes,
like the top three go-go's in there, and then that's fine. And it's the same price there as it is in Pattaya, and in some cases it's actually cheaper in Bangkok.
yeah.
Like it's ridiculous, right? So, I mean, the only place in Walking Street that I like to go, like I have gone like regularly, is like Sapphire. It's always like the standard of service, the level of the girls, and like the energy in the place has always been like a certain standard. And the other place is always like hit and miss,
Yeah.
And
No, I get what you mean.
I yeah, so yeah, that's me on Walking Street pretty much. So, but if like
But
four guys go, let's go to the windmill, I'll go. But it's not like something that I set out to do like on a day or a night. No, not at all.
very interesting to windmill. Let's just leave it at that. I've had a couple of experiences there, which I'm not going to talk about, but even that, even talking about Nana, like there's a few, like I've been up into where the Go-Go's are probably once or twice, but I'm really content to have a drink at those bars on that first corner. You got Stumble, and I don't know what the other ones are called, or even go over.
Yeah,
Great people watching at Hooters. Got that wrong, or
right,
Ooters as BT calls it. Great people watching
right.
there. Some of those bars along there. But the one actually, last time I was there, my last night, I saw Soy 11, and I'd never really been down Soy 11, and it's got a lot going for it. There's a lot of different stuff there. So on my next trip, I'm going to actually stay 2 nights in Bangkok and probably stay in Soy 11 and just
Okay.
have a. But it sounds terrible. Like I've probably got to do. Like I've been to Bangkok probably 4 or 5 times. I think I've stayed there. The longest I've stayed there is probably about 5-6 days. I've only really seen Sukhumvit. I've been to Lupini Park. I've been to Yarawat,
Well, yeah,
which is cool. I enjoyed that Yarawat.
yeah, Chinatown, Yarawat
Yeah,
Road.
and I've
Yeah.
been to JJ Markets too. I've been there. I've kind of stayed around Sukhumvit, which are probably
Mhm.
even in 2 days. I'm not going to be able to do a lot, but I'm obviously now got a lot. My energy levels are higher. I'll
Well,
you know,
if you still like to walk when you're in Bangkok, you can go down Soi 10 all the way to the end. There's a gate there that lets you into Benjikiti Park, which is beautiful. I don't know if you walked around there. They have
is
like
that the
a
park?
sky with
Is that the park?
the
If the
skywalk.
girls wear black, they're looking.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
we're going there.
So
All right.
okay. I mean, the park's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Um, where you would find the people wearing black, which guys also wear all black, right? To
So you go.
signify that
Okay,
they're
cool.
single.
Black. I'm dressed for the
There's like
occasion.
a walking track around the lake. There's like a walking track around the lake. So if you get to the lake from there, and it's beautiful to photograph too, around there. But they also have like behind that, they have like a skywalk. So they have like marshland, forest, and you walk over all of these things. And at the end, you can cross the road to the other side, and they call it the green, not the Green Mile, the Green Bridge, or the Green Mile, or the Green Lane, or whatever. And from there, you can walk over neighborhoods to Lumpini Park from there.
Yeah,
I
nice.
mean,
That sounds good.
it, it's a walk. So you could walk, say, from Soy 10 or from wherever you're staying through Benjamin Park, through Lumpini Park, and then rather than walk back, there's an MRT station called Lumpini, I think, or
Yeah.
Silong, one of the two. I don't know. You get on the MRT, like the subway, and then you get out again at Sukhumvit, which you pop out at Terminal 21. Under Terminal
Yeah.
21, that's where you pop
Perfect. Yeah,
out.
yeah. For me, my first trip, I stayed in a soak. What was that?
Okay.
2017. First time in Bangkok. I was there for 3 days after Vietnam, and I actually stayed at the Red Planet. I'd seen. Do you remember Dead Farang, the Australian fella?
Yep.
Hey,
I
there's
missed that
another
channel.
blast in the past. He'd stayed at a few Red Planets, and it was super cheap. Location was great, and yeah, it was like close to everything. But last time I stayed, and I'm not going to stay there next time just because I want to do something different. But I've been staying at there's a hotel right on the corner of Soi 9. You walk out of your hotel, and you're like, that Game On. Have you seen the sports bar Game On?
Yep.
You walk out. You pretty much walk out of your hotel, walk around the corner, and you're in that bar. Because I
Right.
like that. I like 7-1. I know 7-1's got a reputation because there's some dirty stuff, but there's also
You have the
that
Aussie bar and
Aussie
so
bar.
7-1. Exactly.
Yep.
I've been
Susie,
in that
she's
bar
lovely.
when Warren has had his meetup night. I've been there twice for a meetup night.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I did that in 2017. I had no, sorry, what am I talking about? 2022. I went to one of his meetup nights, and Warren. Well, I don't watch enough of Warren actually, but Warren was, again, I talk about these OGs of the genre. He's great. Just a real. And when you meet him, he's the same as what he is on camera.
I think he's better in real life.
Yeah. So the night I met him,
Like,
the night I
I
met
don't know how
him,
to describe it. I don't know how to describe it. Like when you watch him on vlogs, it's like he's trying to get everything across. He's not like
Yeah.
he's forcing it, but he's more relaxed in person than he's on camera. A little bit more, like my feeling. But anyway, or maybe he had like 5 beers by the time I got there. You never know.
So the night I met him, so I was pretty good buddies, and it was good to finally meet him with Niall in Thailand. So the night that I met him, there was Niall, there was a few, I think Mr. Mitch and a few of those guys that you don't really see around much anymore. And we started off there, and then we went to somewhere in Pat Pong, like we took the MRT and all that stuff, and it was a really good night. I think me and Niall ended up in Cowboy, and it was just good. It was like I haven't really had any bad experiences with people off YouTube that I've met. Even Colin. Colin was really nice. Like, nice, probably not the word, but especially off camera, he was fine. It's
But
which is good.
I'm not. Yeah, okay. I believe
camera.
you.
Yeah.
But later on that evening or the 2 evenings later, wasn't like trying to follow you around.
Absolutely. And that was a fun night for me. I'll tell the story. So I went for a slash, and as I've gone back, I've seen him in the bar next to me, and I'm like, I didn't know how drunk. I didn't know if he was drunk or not. I'm like going, how's this gonna be? Is he gonna want to fight me? Is it gonna be, how are we gonna do this? And I was talking to the girls. I'm like, you know what? And I'm like, I'm giving him the bird. I'm doing all these signs. I sent him a rose. The lady come with the roses. I bought him a rose because I was like, anyone that's seen those things, I was smashed. I was off chops. And then I just said to the girls, hey, look, I want to go. I want to leave. Can you get me a tuk? Can you get me a motorbike taxi? Next thing you know, motorbike taxi, bang, I bolted to Soi 7. It was pretty funny, It was good times.
He doesn't let you live that down. He ran away.
He
didn't want to talk to me.
That was fun and games. But like, even I met, and if I bump into Stu, I haven't seen him on. Yeah, Stu Lennox. He was a guy that was trolling me, and then I met him, and he's like, man, he's a lovely bloke. It was pretty funny. The joke was he was stalking me because every time I pop out onto Bacau or Soy Diana, he was bloody there. But yeah, no, he was a good fellow. We had a couple of good chats. He bought me a beer and Nikon. That was actually my first time Nikon court that day I met Cole. And I can see, like, it's not my thing, but I see the appeal for it. The fact that you sit there, you want a beer, you get up and grab one. It's cheap. I can see why you people watch. I don't know about the food around it. Like, it must be good. It's been there for a while, but
The spaghetti stand is that's like an institution. Like my second trip to Thailand, I stayed like close to there, probably within like 100 yards of that intersection.
yeah.
And at 4 o'clock in the morning, coming back from the club, they were open back then they were open later than they are now. I think they shut at 3 a.m. now, or 2:30 or something in the morning. The spaghetti stand, but they were open all the time. Same with the Tin Cup place that's next to the motorbike
Yeah.
rental place.
Okay.
They used to be open 24/7.
I'll tell a story now. Like, I don't know whether you saw that poll that I was running yesterday, but I'll tell the story now. So, for when I left Cash Converters, and this is again, you don't tell this stuff until after the fact because of I had a second gig, but I drove. I was an Uber driver, so that's why, and I would work a lot. That's why I could afford my trips at time. Well, I had a bloke in the car one night in my local area, an English fella. He was actually the brother of the bloke, because we started talking about Thailand. It must have been close to a trip. He was a brother to the guy that owns Madunas.
Which is what Moderna's. Sorry, I don't know.
That's the kebab shop.
McDonald's. Okay.
Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah, sorry. I said that wrong.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I got you.
Go. So there's the clip. He's got me on. I drove Uber from November, when I left Cash Converters in November 2021, to I still did it for a year when I went full time my other job, but it was good. I've got a few little side hustles going because of it. I finished up I stopped doing it about October. It was good. It was a good revenue stream. Like, I got, some pretty long trips out of doing it with a couple, with a casual job and a couple of side hustles. But it was brutal,
Right.
brutal hours. That's why I laugh when you get, a few blokes said I was doing Uber Eats and I said, there's no way. Like, I did the equivalent of Uber Eats. I did it for about 2 weeks when I was getting all my paperwork ready to drive Uber, just to get used to gig work. It was shit.
Right.
You couldn't, you'd be waiting in restaurants and all that stuff. There was just no money to be made. At least with Uber, because there's Uber and there's DD, which was like Grab. I just did both. And between the two, I could do big hours. Like, I would do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would do probably 36 hours on those 3 days. But then I would gross between 1,200 and 1,600.
Jeez. Okay.
You got to pay for petrol. Petrol's not cheap, but it definitely, it was one of those things. Like, my poor old car, it's got almost 250,000 Ks on it. I've only had it since 2021.
Wow.
But then I haven't really, and most of them were done, haven't really done much in the last year. So there you go. Clip that, haters. You just found out what I did for all that time. But it was good. Like, it allowed me, in that time, I spent 5 months in Thailand in 2022. I had 2 trips in 2023, one for a month and one for 2 weeks. The 2-week one was when I was with my ex. And then pretty much the same in 2024. I had a month early in the year and then 2 weeks later on, and then had to wait the last April. It's almost been a year. And it's like, I would have liked to have gone at Christmas time, but it was just too hard.
Yeah, I didn't go this past year. I opted out. So, but this year definitely have to go. I gotta find out when. I gotta make up my mind. Probably by March and start booking stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just
I'm
to get the
feeling,
flights and everything that I want, and figure out where I want to go, like what provinces I want to visit, or what I want to do that I haven't done in certain
yeah.
provinces. So just stuff like that.
I think that's the thing too, keeping it different, doing something different. Um, you know, each time, like I go to Phuket. Like I've got, I've got some plans when I go next time. Something a bit different. I normally would do 10 days in Phuket. I'm thinking 5, 6, 7 will be enough. Catch up with who I've got to catch up with, do a couple of things, and then get out, go and see something else. That's why, like I'm
Right.
talking about Samet. When I'm in Pattaya, if I go to Bangkok, do that. Just you got to change it up, and there's so much of Thailand I haven't seen.
Well, to me, okay. I mean, I've got a little bit of experience, right? So, but to me, and I did it comfortably, right? Like when I lived there, I had a car, and my last trip when we did the road trips, my friend said, "I'll go. We'll do it together." And we used his car. Okay, I paid for all the gas, right? But I mean, if you have a car, you can basically decide when you want to leave. If you want to leave early, you want to leave late, if you want to stop, if you found a place where lunch is great, or you see a beach, you can just hang out at the beach for an extra hour or whatever. You don't got to take a train, a
Exactly.
bus, or whatever. But even so, even if you take a train or a bus or whatever in Thailand, it's all doable and it's all
Yep.
relatively affordable. Like transport or transporting your body from one place to the other in Thailand is, comparatively speaking to other countries, very inexpensive. I think
Oh,
logistics and stuff like getting from A
without
to
a
B.
doubt. Absolutely. Like you think about even, and I've only done it once, but I'd do it again. Is the overnight bus from Chiang Mai to Bangkok, mate. It was like
Right,
$15 Australian, and it was like being in business class, and it was so funny. Before I went, like I was on a stream with Mr. Suckerhorn, and he's into me going, "Oh, mate, they're death traps. It might be your last." And he was geeing me up, but it was so good. It's so comfortable. You just kind
y-
of. I did that because I was
y-
going from Chiang Mai to Pattaya, so I did that
right.
and then when I got it, the mini, I did the mini. I made the mistake of doing the minibus
Oh
to
shit.
Pattaya, and it was shit, mate. That you don't even like. You went. It was the good thing was you went through Sriracha and all that, which I hadn't seen before. But they
Right.
just dump you out of what is it, Ballymai Pier?
Valley High Pier, yeah.
And
Well,
I was
sometimes they
staying.
stop on Sukhumvit, like on the top of like Klang or something. They throw you out there too,
Yeah,
like on one of
and I was
those
staying.
walkover
Yeah,
bridges. Yeah. So
yeah, and I was staying at that base condo. I was staying in an Airbnb there. So then I had to get a grab or a bolt. I can't remember which one. That was
mhm.
that was funny. It was really nice. Like it was I think a Chinese lady owned. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But and I was still. I think that's when I kind of was having a bit of COVID, and I wasn't really like I was sick, but I just didn't like I wasn't sick, but I didn't have energy, and so I didn't have any bedroom shenanigans there. But the bedroom had like it was a really nice unit the way it was set up, but the bed had like kitties sheets on it,
Like
and I'm just
Doraemon or
like
something.
with Tonka trucks and shit, and I'm just shaking my head, going, "What the fuck?" But it was nice. I stayed good location too at the base,
Yeah, I
close to
look.
Second Road, and
All that's cool. I just like I feel for the people who actually own in
yeah,
some of these condos that are like conveniently located. Let's put it that way. I think
yeah,
I think I went to go visit. Oh, a friend of mine. He had a he rented for a year in Copacabana, which was at the time was like the newest and greatest condo in all of Pattaya Jomtien, right? I mean, the pools on the on the top floors or whatever floors they have, it was amazing. I mean, truly amazing. But when you went into the lobby and like all of the common areas, it was full of people coming in and going out. It was like a train station. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd be pissed. You know, you're paying whatever you pay a month, like premium to be in like the brand new, you know, hottest building, whatever he was paying. Like he had like a one bedroom and it was only like 20, basically only 30 square meters. Like it was a shoebox, right? And he was paying
Yeah, bloody
almost like
small, eh?
he was paying 19,000 baht a month and he got a deal. Because if you looked online, you probably couldn't get them under like 23, 24 at the time. But
Yeah.
I said, I could, I said, and the biggest part was, it's like, oh, let's take the elevator and go. Like you had to wait. They only had 3 elevators in the whole building,
Yeah.
which would be fine if it was long-term residents. But they were always full, and they took forever to get there. God, that would just
Yeah.
annoy the shit out of me. I mean, okay,
See,
you're a tourist and
yeah.
you use the base, but now a lot of them are using like facial recognition to get in. They have like a screening thing at the door. If you're not on the system, you don't get in.
Which is fair enough too.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
thing I kind of went, I'd never really used or booked and used Airbnb until I went on that trip in 2022. And I think my learnings are from, like, I stayed in one in Phuket for 11 days, but I had mates I was traveling with in the same complex. Is that I reckon Airbnbs are good when you're with a group. When you're solo, I think hotels are the way to go. Just from that social kind of thing, there's a little bit more about it. Like
Yeah.
I stayed in one in Ah Nang, and I probably, in hindsight, my research was pretty shit. I was about a 10-minute drive away from the main, and Ah Nang's pretty small, away from everything. And it was like
Right.
I had to pretty much organise a motorbike or a tuk-tuk, which is okay because I ended
Right.
up getting a tuk-tuk driver. I got him online, but you got to organise that. Otherwise, you're not like in walking distance. Where I stay in Pattaya, which I'm not going to say where it is, but it's a walking distance everywhere. Where I stay in Phuket, it's the same. If you want to go anywhere out, you just always download Bolt. But that's probably where I prefer hotels over Airbnb, or you get a bit of local knowledge as well. That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. For me, like the last 2 times I went to Pattaya, I stayed a month, right? So I rented a condo, but I
Yeah.
wanted to stay outside of Central Pattaya. Sounds strange. It's just if I wanted to have a day off, right? At least I'd have the excuse like, oh, if somebody calls up, say, oh, we're going in, I say, oh, no, I'm staying in, and oh, like I don't want to I don't want to go out tonight or whatever. And they're like, yeah, okay, well, because they'll call you from like a bar or a place like, hey, we're here. And if you're at the base and I call you, it's like I'm here, and you'll be there in like 5 minutes. From
Yeah.
Jomtien, it'll take me at least half an hour. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Yeah.
no, if I want to have a night off. And another thing, I didn't drink as much. Let's put it that way. Because if you're very close to where you live, like it's like a safety net sort of thing. It's like, hey, if I get totally trashed, I could just roll into bed, basically.
Yeah.
But if you're a
Absolutely.
little bit further away, you're a little bit more sensible. I don't know. Plus, I don't know. I just can't drink like I used to, and it's the hangovers. The older I get, the hangovers get worse. So I don't know. It's like the older I get, the worse the hangovers get in the morning. So I
I still
just try.
reckon, yeah. One of my worst was in Chiang Mai. There was what you're saying. There was a bar right next door to my hotel because I was staying on Lake Crow, and I got pretty friendly with them in there. And one of the girls liked soju, and there was a 7-Eleven across the
Right.
road. So I'm like, oh, go get a bottle of soju. Well, I fucked up. I got Liao Cow instead. So we went over and got another bottle. So the Liao Cow just sat there, and we ended up having a night on it. I reckon I only had 2. And then we had soju, and oh, mate, the next day I felt rotten. It was probably the only thing worse in Chiang Mai was then when I went back a little bit. I might have even been early in that trip. We were in the boxing stadium. There was one of my friends' mates boxing, even though it's all a bit fake. And up the very end, there was a cannabis shop, and I don't really like weed. It's not my thing. but they had brownies. And I'd, after a lot of drinks, had 2 brownies, and I was absolutely, well, I guess they call it greening out. I went back to my room, and every time I got up, the room was spinning. And the fact that I'd had a bit to drink, you know, the seal had been broken, and I was probably, you know, going for a slash every hour or so, and it was horrible. Had some great times in Chiang Mai, but I had some self-inflicted bad times too. And it's right what you're saying, because I was very close.
I enjoyed I spent, like, when I first moved to Thailand for that year, I had to leave, well, number one, because of probably visa reasons. I don't think I could have gone a third time on the multi-entry 6-month visa. They probably wouldn't have let me in. But back then I was definitely thinking about getting the elite visa, but I had to leave Thailand because of personal issues.
Yeah.
It's okay. But my first month in Thailand, because I had visited Chiang Mai before, and I totally fell in love with, like, the vibe of the place. It's like totally different from Pattaya or any other place I'd been in Thailand.
It's very chilled, hey?
Yeah, it's like, okay, but then that month, we basically, it was also the end of burning season, so the city looked different. Like, you couldn't see the mountain peaks and none of that, and it was all right. It wasn't that bad, but you could see the difference. And I wouldn't say it was too relaxed. It was just like you could see the negative aspects, or like the traffic. Um, I know they did a lot of things since then to the infrastructure, like around Chiang Mai. There was still, like, there were roads that were all dug up, and it's like only like 1.5 lanes, and overpasses weren't completed, or tunnels, like the perimeter roads. They were upgrading those. Um, it, I don't know. Like, to me, a place to visit, you can go for a week, maybe 2. Like, if you're gonna go on a motorbike tour or something, fine. I don't think I want to live there year round.
Yeah.
Just by spending that 1 month there. It was great. It was beautiful. I saw things and went to places like outside of Chiang Mai that were totally amazing. But, like, there's something to be said about, like, even people, they can dog Pattaya and Jomtien and all that stuff as much as they want. Then they should just move to, like, Bangsan or Sriracha. But from there, you have, like, you've got everything that you could possibly want. Because of the expat factor, right? Like, if you need things from away or whatever. Nowadays you have Lazada, so it really doesn't matter. But you're like with an hour and a half of Bangkok Airport. You're with an hour of Rayong Airport. They don't fly, or whatever it's called, Utapao. They don't fly that many places, but you can go to KL from there if you really want to, and from KL you can go anywhere in the world. And once you're in Bangkok, I mean, you have access to basically the whole country.
That's why I like Hua Hin, mate.
Yeah, the big problem with Hua Hin is, I don't know, when are they going to finish the road, the highway that keeps collapsing on itself?
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest issue. Like, my friend, he lives in Hua Hin, right? And when you're there, and it's all great, but when somebody goes, oh, let's go to Bangkok and do X, Y, and Z, you always got to go through that fucking construction site, and you never know what.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a breeze. You never know what's going to hit you. But with Pattaya, you go on the number 7. Okay, around where the port is, Lam Shabang, there's always a little bit of a jam because of all the trucks. And once you pass all of that, it's clear sailing until you hit Bangkok. I mean, you know, like that. Nothing like, I like south of Hua Hin. We went. I loved Cranberry. I love Prachuap Khiri Khan City. I mean, I know that guy. What's the guy's name? Thai Girl Gift and Foreigner Joe. They live in PKK. So P, like I said, Prachuap Khiri Khan. It's beautiful there, and it's not that quiet. It's quiet, but it's not that quiet. I mean, I'd rather live in Cranberry because I think Hua Hin caters a little bit more to foreigners. So Cranberry's like maybe half an hour south, 25 minutes south of Hua Hin. That's where like Dolphin Bay and like the Samaro National Park starts and all that stuff. And that's quiet. I spent 2 weeks there my last trip. But if I wanted to go to I had a scooter, I said, oh, let me go to whatever, Blueport. 35 minutes.
Yeah.
On the back roads, right? Not even on that big. I wouldn't go on that big road. I went on the back roads as much as I could.
Crazy, isn't it? That main road.
Yeah, but okay, for the last bit you have to, sort of, right?
Yeah.
But for most of it, you don't have to. I looked at Google Maps, like, okay, if I make it to here, there, okay, let's go, and easy. It really no stress, whatever. Okay, you get stressed once you hit the big road, but that's only for like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes, and then you hit Blueport or wherever, or Market Village or whatever. So
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's good. Like that.
it all depends also. Go ahead. Sorry.
To retire there, I just think of it. I always thought I'd retire in Phuket, if I was being honest. But I've seen a few changes in Phuket that I don't like. It might be different now. Like I think that it might be like a lot of the weed stores are shutting down, so that might change things a little bit. But for me, Hua Hin is just, as a Westerner, you've got, I think you're in Thailand, but you've got all that kind of, you're still going to be connected. You've got all the kind of what, like between Blueport and Market Village, you've got everything you want. But then if you don't want that kind of stuff, there's a lot of, it's, the local stuff there too. I just felt like I was there for 6 days. I just felt really chilled, really different vibe. I spent most of my time around 94, and I was there with a female friend, and it was really good. Like we down there, a mate of mine that I knew from Phuket, him and his wife have got a restro bar there. It was, we spent a bit of time there. We spent a bit of time because 94 is like a big loop the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
So, we had a couple of nights out in Bintabat, which is pretty, fun, and it's a bit bigger than it looks because it hoops around as well. But we filled our days by, we'd walk from where I was staying at that where the Bangkok Hospital is?
Yes.
Yeah, so that G Resort and Mall, and which was great location, great, and it was beautiful hotel. Room was amazing. But yeah, we walked everywhere. We went one day there, middle of the day. And your Thais don't really like walking as much as as we do. Nope. We went for a walk we walked down across the road, down the beach, and middle of the day, probably 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we had to there were all those little massage shops and little bars across the road. We ended up walking there afterwards and getting a water each. We were both smashed. We were so pooped after the walk. But it's just good. Just chill there. There's coffee bar. We'd wake up every morning and we'd go grab a coffee. Like we weren't much either. I was much on breakfast. Get a coffee. We'd either walk to Blueport or we'd walk to Market Village. Have a walk around. Get something to eat. Have like an early breakfast, or you know what I mean, like late breakfast, early lunch. It was good. Just the vibe there. It was definitely somewhere I'm like, I could live here.
Yeah. Look, I stay normally in a hotel. I'm a cheap bastard, so we've got the 5-star guys in our genre, and I'm one of the cheapy guys.
Yeah, I'd be more in that category than not.
There's the hotel is close to Father Ted's. You know where Father Ted's is? The pub?
No.
Okay. What's the road that takes there's like a double lane road with a divider in the middle?
The main drag, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the one that takes you to the Hilton. Or whatever that, it's the Hilton at the end, right?
Yeah.
That drag. It's on that drag on the right-hand side. And that's where Father Ted's is. It's like 800 baht a night. It's got a pool, it's got everything. And from there, you can walk everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah, perfect.
It's not the most modern place, but the people who work there are really kind. The rooms are very dated, but clean, like bathroom, everything. Like, it all looks it looks like it's from 1970, but it's all
Yeah.
well taken care of. Let's put it that way.
That's the thing. You just know. You just know. Like where I stayed in. So when I stayed in Chiang Mai the first time, I stayed down the end. There was a really nice, fancy place. I forget what it's called, and it's got the burger restaurant out the front. When I went back, I stayed in a month in this little place next opposite the 7-Eleven, and it was like 4,000 baht for the month. And then when I went back the following year, I stayed there again. Well, really basic, old, had one of those showers, which is just a hose, but it was one of the best showers that I had when I was on my trip. But, clean, like old but clean. Everything you want. Aircon worked, internet worked. And, yeah, like for 4,000 baht a night, I'm sorry, for the month, and I think I paid an additional 900 baht for the power.
Right.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, like, okay. In Pattaya, because of where I wanted to stay, I'm sure I definitely could have found something cheaper, but it just ticked every box that I wanted. Yeah, it was comfortable. It was great. I got compliments on the room from certain people. Let's put it that way, without giving away too much. Not that that's important, but you still want guests to feel comfortable. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. Yeah, true.
So yeah, like where I stayed in Pranbury, it's like I guess a French guy owned it, and he wasn't even in Thailand, and I think only his whatever, it's like in-laws were taking care of it. So it had like little houses. It's like 12 houses, 2-bedroom, like little houses. Had like a front room with a TV, a couch, and a little dinette area. Had a decent sized Thai kitchen and 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom shared, like for everybody. So nothing was en suite. I paid for 14 days. I paid 12,000 baht. And it's brand new.
Perfect.
And it had like a what do you call it? A little veranda out front where you could sit. It had a parking. You could have parked 2 cars there if you wanted. It had a sliding gate. Okay, it wasn't. It's like a little house, a little mini house. There's like 12 of them, and it was on this piece of land. Like you'd come down this slope and you'd see it all. A huge pool and recreational area. It had like a little fishing pond thingy. And from my veranda, I could look over Samurai Yacht National Park. You could see all the peaks, and the sun would set that way. So from my veranda, I could see the sunset over the mountains. And so it was awesome. But it was so comfortable. I wanted to do like I said, I would only do one thing a day. I wanted to do a couple things in those. I think it was 12 nights, 13 nights. I think I paid, less than 1,000 baht a night, whatever. And that was through Booking.com. I probably could have gotten it cheaper if I would have walked up. But like, this is like, it was so comfortable. It's just, I just chilled out. Like I went to 7, I got my stuff. I went to like, you go to like the little village around the corner, and there was like grandma cooking stuff. So you'd be like, yeah, give me some of that. I want to take it away. And I just sit on the veranda and just chill out, just relax. And during the day, I just ride the bike down to Dolphin Bay and just hang out at the beach a little bit, man. It was nice. It's really relaxing.
That's a thing too. Once like, if you find a place here, like I'll give you an example without naming it. Where I go in Patong, right? It's probably going to be my 6th, 7th stay there. After the first trip, I started communicating with Facebook, and I make my bookings on Facebook, pay them direct. So they invoice me. Sometimes they want a deposit, sometimes they don't, and then I pay it before I get there on Wise. And it's just perfect. Like it's a great, absolute cracking location for Patong. You're about 6 minutes, even walking slow like me, to Bangalore Road. You're about 8 minutes to the beach. You're near the boxing. You're near the shopping centre. You know, you want to go down where the locals are, the Nanwai Road. You got everything close, and it's a solid, clean hotel. Like it's on the same soil as the place I used to stay before COVID. That is only just this whole brand of hotels, right? Called Hemingways.
Right.
They own 3 of them in Phuket. They only just reopened early 2025. And I didn't think they were going to open again. It's just every time I went there, I'd go look and they were just lying idle. But it's just a good, and that's the thing, like I tried to do that with the G. The only thing was the G, they wanted all the money and it's expensive. Like it was more expensive for my next trip than what it was in April. And they wanted it all up front, you know, and sometimes like I try to pick a trip off like expense at a time. Like I'll do my flights and then I use Agoda. I don't use booking.com because I had a really bad experience with them. With Hemingways, as a matter of fact, they with the Hemingways, the way they used to be, they had 3 hotels and each one was a certain tier. I'd book for the middle tier, and the booking.com, which was nice and central, they'd book me into the wrong one, but charge me the same amount. So I use Agoda, and obviously with Agoda, the more you use it, the more discounts you get. And obviously being away for 5 months, I'd made a lot of bookings on Agoda, so I'd get pretty good discounts. But, you know, makes it easy when you book, you know, pay later.
2 things I gotta mention to you. Number 1, Booking owns Agoda.com.
Yeah, I know. I did find that out later.
Okay. Number 2, even so, I use also both. But what's kind of funny is on certain hotels or guest houses or whatever, they may be on Agoda, but you'll never find them on Booking or vice versa. It's really weird
it's funny
sometimes.
how they do that, eh?
Yep. I found that out my last trip. I was like, well, why? Because I'm like genius level, whatever, the highest level in Booking. So I try to use them, you know, which is kind of stupid. They do it so that you do use them at all times, and the $15 that they give you off is, you know, you might get that somewhere else if you really tried to hunt for it, but whatever, you do it out of convenience, and you feel special doing it, whatever. But yeah, like there's some hotels where it's like, oh, I can't get that, and I got it on Agoda. I remember the hotel we booked in Songkla. My friend's like, yeah, I want to stay at this one right at the beach where that mermaid is, whatever. I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, I'll have a look what I can do. And I just booked it, right? I was like, yeah, I booked the hotel. I paid, you know, whatever we'll be paying so and so much. He's like, what? He's like, that's impossible. I'm like, wait a minute, that's impossible. That's so cheap. I was like, well, you know, it's a couple months before we have to go. He's like, I've never seen it that cheap. I was like, maybe because I booked 2 rooms. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you get really good deals. I think Agoda also depends, like the time of day or the day of the week or what month it is.
Yeah.
Like when you log on, you might get like the deal of the century. I also stayed in a place called Sleep With Me Pattaya, which is on Soi 19 off Baka.
Yeah, okay.
It's got like the big gorilla in front of it. It's a really good hotel. And my friend recommended to stay there.
Hang on. I'm not wrong there.
So what?
Hang on a second, mate. I've just lost my sound.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can see my voice moving. Check, check, check.
Can you
Yeah,
hear
we
me,
already
Chris?
talked about food. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. So, no, that's really weird. So I'm in my lounge room. I've got my car outside my AirPods, and my AirPods got connected, but there's no one. I'm like, shit, is there someone out of my car? But there's not. That's weird. So, yeah, you were talking about Sleep With Me when you cut out. They have big red and white signage on the top.
No. They got
Is
like
there
a big.
chain?
No, there's only 2 Sleep With Me's. There's one in Bangkok, and then there's one in Pattaya, as far as I
There's
know.
a third one. There's one in Phuket.
Okay.
And
then there's one in Phuket.
The funny thing is, right, The one in Phuket, it's on Ratnachit Road. I've walked past. I've never stayed there, but I've walked past it many times. Apparently, I don't know whether it is now, but it's called Sleep With Me. It was one of the few hotels. Like I remember people talking about this. One of the few hotels in Patong where you can't have a friend, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. No, they're cool in Pattaya.
Yeah. Which isn't that funny? It's called Sleep With Me, but you couldn't bring a friend.
Yeah. Well, there I also like I got to Pattaya a little bit before my month in the condo started, and I was there with 5 or 6 nights. My friend told me how much he usually pays, and it was like I remember it was cheaper. I was like, well, I can get it for X amount. He's like, book it right away. That's a really good price. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll book it. Anyway.
Yeah. But no, it's you learn these little things on the run. Like I've got a few little quirks that I do from a traveling point of view. Like, and it was funny. Like I had my family, my niece, and my brother-in-law with me for a little bit in 2022, and it was their first time to Thailand. And they're like, we're talking about having to pack to go, like because they went home before me. And they looked at me like, man, I said, well, you got your dirty laundry there? They go, yeah. I said, okay. I took them down said, put it in a bag, took them down. I said, just do your laundry. And you know how it comes back all packaged? And I'm like, there you go. And they're like, my niece, she was like 22 at the time. She's like, oh, what the, you know? Because when her mum was alive, they used to do a lot of cruises. And they'd come home from the cruise and they'd spend there'd be 3 of them. They'd spend a day doing all this washing. It's like, nah, not from Thailand. It's all done for you. But I'm a horrible overpacker.
Yeah, I'm like my last 5 trips, I've done really minimalistic packing. I still like to take a case, like a suitcase, and it's because I bring gifts for people.
Yeah.
Like where I live, they make a special type of cake here. I think I brought one, and I shared it like one afternoon with people that came to visit the townhouse in Pattaya. I was like, yeah, I'll wait till everybody, like a couple people here, then we'll invite them over for tea and coffee or whatever and serve this. They're like, oh man, this is so amazing. I was like, yeah, this is from home. So every time I go now, I have like 3 cakes. For the cakes, I think probably way more than my clothes, to be fair. And the stuff that I bring for other people. And there's like a place they make their own prints, like their own fabrics, like their own designs, but like to this area where I live, it's very special. I think I brought one guy a shirt, right? And everybody's like, oh man, this is good, and the quality of the fabric and everything. So now I bring people shirts all the time. So I bring clothes for other people.
Smart. I've got a goal. Like I'm wearing now. Like I'm in 2 and 3 XLs, but I'd like to get to a time where I'd like to do it once just with carry on. The only thing that kind of puts me against that is the fact that the liquids what you can, so you can't deodorant, it's got to be a small can. If I want to take a cologne, it's got to be under 100 mils. But that's going to change. I think that's going to change with airports and airport security, the way it's all going. But it's definitely a goal, especially when I'm a little bit smaller, and like I'm sure that in the markets now I'm going to be able to get clothes, that I'll be able to fit in. But I just like to do that, go, I want a new shirt today. Okay, I'm just going to go to the market and get one.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, when I was living in Europe, most of the quote unquote drugstores or places where you could buy like, toiletries and stuff like that, at the exit of it, because of those laws, you could get, it was expensive, but you could get all of the brands that you could get in big within the limit of the thing, like right at the exit. So whatever deodorant you use, you could find it in the 100 mil or 150 mil size. You could buy it all, like the toothpaste, everything. So you can also buy whatever, on Amazon. You can buy those plastic things.
Yeah,
You
yep. I've got one.
fill
I've got one of
fill
those. Yeah,
fill into them. Okay, like because I live there, I know what brands I like to use and stuff. I don't. The only thing I take with me is my razor, pretty much. The rest of the stuff I can buy there. What I do bring is cologne, right? My own cologne. But you can buy
yeah.
that at duty free as well, and
Yep.
then you're allowed to take it on the plane. Yeah.
Or you do, and you just spray some testers on. Have done that.
Well, yeah, testers, but even so, like if you have like a certain brand that you like or whatever, you
Yeah,
just buy
it
one
is
more bottle
cheaper.
of it or whatever.
Absolutely. But
I wouldn't
even
say cheaper, but then you can use carry-on. I mean, also sometimes I bring rum from where I'm like or alcohol from like where I live for as a gift. I
yeah,
normally put that in my case because you can't buy it at the duty free. It's like a specialty distillery or whatever, and I'll
yeah.
just wrap it in a couple t-shirts or whatever, and then bring it. But that's why I always bring cakes, and I bring stuff back too. People want to have Sangsom and whatnot, so I just bring that stuff back as well.
So what do you do? Okay,
That's
there's a
well,
question for you because I
yeah.
know I like Samsung, right? And I've never seen it in the duty free. Do you just get it before you go and do you just pack it gently, like carefully?
Right. Or what you can do, okay, there's two things you can do. Number one, pack it in like 2 or 3 t-shirts, right? Or
Yeah,
what you can do is go to a post office, right? Pay them like 30
yeah,
baht or whatever, and let them wrap it in bubble wrap for you because they got everything there.
yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
They got everything there, and they'll pack it for you. You said, okay, the last time I went, okay, I sent my friend my helmet and a couple things that I still had in the room that I didn't want to take back. So they got the box, and you don't got to do nothing. You're like, I want to send this to there, and they're like, okay, we'll wrap it up.
That's good, eh?
And I'm like, fucking hell. They say all you have to do is write the address on this piece of paper.
That's awesome.
And I was
Hey,
like, well,
mate,
I have
just give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
You keep talking to the
Sure.
audience. I'm just going to be back. 1 second.
Do we have an audience?
Oh, I think I've got about 3 or 4 people. Not that many, It's
Oh,
only me.
shit. I'll bore them to death. Don't worry.
Right, don't sweat it. We're having a good chat. I can't hear you, but give me a sec.
Yeah, man. So who wanted to figure out about pad thai? I don't make pad thai recommendations, man. Only breakfasts.
Oh. Okay, I can hear you
Well,
now. I just went to the car. It was pretty hot outside, and I had my AirPods in. I think that's why it was doing. It kept trying to click over to the AirPods.
Okay.
So that should be good now. That's why I lost you before. But yeah, I've always wanted to bring home some Samsung. Well, next time I go, I'm gonna try that because it's I remember the first time I
Excuse
tried
me.
it, I was a bit scared of it, but it's just a rum. It's not
Rum.
that bad.
No, it's rum. That's all it is. Basically,
Yeah.
it's rum.
One thing I did with it, and I find sometimes in Thailand, especially with the heat, drinking like with Coke and even like I drink Coke Zero, I find it just gets a bit too much. So I actually and it's obviously probably way more calories doing this, but I actually really like Samsung with orange juice. Lots of ice. It actually tastes all right.
Yeah, what I would normally have like gin or vodka with Schweppes Manal. I
Yeah.
like that. That's refreshing.
That Manau's
And
nice, eh? And they do
Yeah.
diet Manau now, which is good. Manau now,
Yes,
that's pretty
correct.
quick. Yeah.
Yep, they do Manao Zero,
Hey.
and also Singha. Singha makes a lemon soda, not lime. The lime doesn't taste good, but the lemon, it's like it's soda can same size as the Manao, but it's got the Singha lion on it, right? Like it's a big caricature, and it's white with it's yellow for lemon. That's 0 calorie as well, and that tastes better than Manao, in my opinion. I haven't had the sugar-free Manao yet, but
They got
I normally
that
buy
yuzu too.
yuzu. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some like the thing is, I wait for people like you could choose a different drink at 7-Eleven for the rest of your life. Like,
Yeah, knock it
you
through.
gotta get people.
Yeah.
Fucking, you stand in front of that shit and you're like, I want to try something different, and you're like, I don't even know what the hell.
And every
What the hell
7-Eleven
this?
is
What the-
different. Even with snacks, you'll find something in one 7-Eleven. But hey, mate, I'm gonna have to head out. I've just got a
All right,
sneaky
man.
call. Thank you. Thanks for
Okay.
everyone
You're welcome.
that's watched.
Cheers.
People have drifted in and out. Always welcome. None of that shit. That message you sent me the other day, yesterday. You're welcome. I don't care about numbers. It's about. I'm a bit selfish. It's about my experience, and I always enjoy chatting with you.
Thanks a lot. I'll send you a couple
All right.
of links later on
Yeah.
of stuff that I
Yeah.
said in case you might want to have a look.
Perfect.
All right, man.
No
Take care.
dramas. I'm leaving this up because there's no drama. I'm just gonna do it. I kicked myself. I was trying to put
Cheers,
the camera on. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clip that, clippers. Okay, thanks, mate. See ya.